And if it is, you just saw, could be extremely expensive. This comes out of Russia. That's packed into their mountains and dug out. That's amazing, isn't it? Gorgeous. All right. Okay. Well, I've got just a couple of things to show you, and then we're going to stop for today. I want to show you this because I just think it's fascinating. That silversmith, Native American silversmith I told you about, that has a studio down the street from me, made this, and I bought it from him. Sterling, it's signed, got his name on it. And this stone, what would you say that stone is? If you've been listening to me in these collections chats, I did a bit of an overview a while back, and I talked about this stone. Anybody remember? You might think, well, that's a green jasper. That'd be a good guess. It's something called gaspiite. Gaspiite. What in the world is gaspiite? Well, here is a little specimen of it that Billy Lacey, the silver Native American silversmith, sold to me, and it's still in its matrix. And look at this ring. There's some of that matrix showing through there. But the mineral formed on top of this stone called the matrix. And there is pyrite in there also. Remember, we looked at pyrite. So some of that, the chemical makeup was just right to form a little deposit of pyrite. But what is gaspiite? Gaspiite is only found where an asteroid has struck the Earth. And this particular sample came out of Australia. Y'all, elements from outer space on that asteroid combined with elements on our Earth, and of course, million years or at least hundreds of thousands of years went by, and this mineral from those elements merged and formed together in the rock to form gaspiite. And everybody ought to have a piece of gaspiite, I think. It's an unusual color of green. It's kind of a conversation piece. That's half of that is from outer space. Isn't that cool? I just think that's cool. And from also what? Whoops! While I'm in here, and this will be the last thing I'm going to show you today. We're going to stop for today. Um, this is an example of. Anybody know what this orange stone is? Another piece made by Billy Lacey in sterling silver setting. Anybody know what that orange stone is? Well, it's not actually a stone. It's a shell. It's called spiny oyster. Now, the Native Americans use that shell in quite a bit of their jewelry, but normally it's a little tiny piece, kind of used in a mosaic pattern in rings and pendants. This is the first time I've ever seen this big of a piece, and with the characteristics of the oyster shell in a piece of jewelry. And I was able to get this from him. He's making this jewelry. He's got the raw material. This is an oyster shell, spiny oyster shell. There it is. There's the mother of pearl, and there's the orange color that is down in here. And this is the why it's called spiny. This oyster shell. Boy, that's rough looking, isn't it? But anyway, they grind this down and get to something that looks like that. Isn't that just amazing? Just think, an oyster was living in this at one time at the bottom of the ocean. What is this thing? Babu, tell me quickly, how much does it cost? Vivek, this isn't for sale, And but I will tell you, this is all sterling silver and handmade by this Native American named Billy Lacey. And he's a silversmith, quite talented. I love his clasp. It's so easy to put on and off. And this piece right here cost about, if I remember correctly, seemed like it was about 375. Might have been 325, but 375. But that's all sterling and handmade in a very unusual specimen of spiny oyster. So that's in my private collection and not for sale. But I tell you what, uh, thank you everybody for having come in today. And please watch for the next collections chat. It'll be, I try to do it every Saturday at 2 o'clock, and I'm going to try and restrict it for an hour to, we've already run an hour and 17 minutes, but I hope you'll come back. I do have other minerals to look at and to show you, and lots more jewelry, and the prices of what's on the tail end of the second half are extremely reasonable and have proven to be very popular. So yeah, I'm not going to show you. You're going to have to come back next Saturday to see part two of minerals and their connection with jewelry. Thank you, everybody. And yes, I'm sorry you've come in right at the tail end. See you next Saturday. Thank you, Mel. Thank you. I hope y'all learned something or at least enjoyed looking at jewelry. And eventually, one day before I leave you, I am going to start a series on what I call jewelry appreciation, only because it's that's what we've been doing here is appreciating the beauty of these minerals and the jewelry made from it. But why is it that we several of you would go, wow, that's gorgeous, that's, you're having an emotional reaction to what you're seeing, and that is, and you've had an aesthetic experience. Well, what does that mean? Aesthetics has to do with beauty. Well, why? Why are we responding that way? And it has to do with, believe it or not, art elements and principles of design. And it's not just with jewelry, it's with 3D objects too. So, those of you that sell knickknacks or glass, art glass, or pottery, what I'm going to be teaching when we start that series, jewelry appreciation, is applicable to anything that you're selling. Why is it that somebody says that is beautiful? Well, we're going to explore that. So watch for that coming up. And listen, today we've got a jewelry bling train starting, and oh goodness, think I'm the third person in the row, and I start at 6 Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, so I'm not. I'm so sorry. I can't remember when the first one starts. Rachel, if you're in here, if you'd pop up the time. Uh, I don't see her responding, but Rachel will be starting the first one. She's the owner of Lily Works Jewels and Lots, and mine's at 3 o'clock Central Standard Time, so that would be 4 o'clock Eastern Standard. That's when the train starts. Well, I'll be on right here at 6 o'clock, and I've got a whole show of Fourth of July jewelry for you to look at. Everything red, white, and blue. So I hope to see you then. I love you all. Thank you for coming, and I will see you next Saturday, 2 o'clock.